Before we begin, if you have been following this series, you have now reached the most important part of the journey through the book, Trading in the Zone. But if this is your first time watching, do not worry, because this episode will bring together the most important ideas from the entire book. However, after finishing this video, I recommend going back to the previous episodes because every episode built an important piece of the picture. First, we talked about the mind. Then we talked about thinking in probabilities. And finally, we reached the concept of the zone, the state where a trader can make decisions without fear, without hesitation, and without inner conflict. Today, we will reach the final lesson. How does a trader turn these ideas into a real way of thinking? And how does he move from someone controlled by emotion into someone who controls his decisions? But before that, let me ask you something. How many times has this happened to you? You entered a trade and you were confident about your analysis. Everything looked clear. Then the price started moving against you. What happened next? Your mind started creating questions. Maybe I should move my stop loss. Maybe I should close early. Maybe I need a reason for this trade to come back. Then one of two things happens. The market returns and you feel regret, or the market continues against you and you feel anger. But the real problem, Sida, was not only the price movement. The real problem was your reaction. And this is a very important point. A professional trader is not different because he knows the future. Nobody knows the future. A professional trader is different because he deals with uncertainty in a different way. He understands that every trade has two possible outcomes, a win or a loss, and he accepts this reality because trading without losses does not exist. Here is where many traders make a big mistake. They want trading profits, but they do not want the natural part of trading, the losses. Imagine you own a business. Do you expect every decision to be perfect? Do you expect every day to be successful? Of course not. There are strong days and there are difficult days, but a successful business owner does not close the business because of one bad day, because he looks at the bigger picture. Trading works the same way. A professional trader does not judge himself from one trade or one day or even 1 week. He looks at a long series of decisions because one single trade can lose even when the decision was excellent, and sometimes a bad decision can win by luck. That is why you must separate two things, the result and the decision. If you followed your plan and the trade ended in a loss, that does not mean failure. It means this is a normal part of the process, but if you ignored your plan because of fear or greed, even if you win, that is not real success because you are building a wrong habit. And here we reach another important idea, confidence. Many traders think confidence comes after a winning streak, but that is not real confidence because it disappears after the first loss. Real confidence comes when you know you can follow your plan, even when you do not know what will happen next. To say, I do not know the result of the next trade, but I know I have a plan. I know how to manage a risk, and I know how to handle the outcome. This is how professional traders think, because their goal is not to control the market. Their goal is to control themselves. And this leads us to one of the deepest messages in the book. The market does not create your fear. The market only reveals what is already inside you. The same market movement can be seen by two different traders. One sees an opportunity, the other sees a threat. The difference is not the chart. The difference is the mindset. So before searching for another strategy, ask yourself, am I applying my current method correctly? Is the problem really the strategy, or is it the way I execute it? Because many traders have a good method, but they never give it enough time. Every loss makes them change direction. Every difficult trade makes them search for a new answer. And in the end, they never allow any method to show its real potential. Now, if you want to understand the real difference between an average trader and a professional trader, look at how they handle losses. The average trader sees a loss as a message that says, I made a mistake. I do not understand the market. I need to change everything. But the professional trader sees it differently. A loss is simply one possible outcome among many possible outcomes. Just like a professional athlete who misses a shot, he does not stop. He does not leave the game because he knows another opportunity is coming. Trading works the same way. The market will always provide new opportunities. But many traders miss those opportunities because they are still trapped in the result of the previous trade. A previous win can create overconfidence. A previous loss can create fear. And in both situations, they are not dealing with the current moment. They are dealing with emotions from the past. And this is where mistakes begin. That is why a professional trader enters every trade with a fresh mind. He does not carry the fear of the previous loss, and he does not carry the greed from the previous win. He only focuses on the current opportunity. He follows the plan and he moves forward. This is the meaning of the zone, being fully present with the decision instead of being controlled by previous results. But how do you apply this in real life? Before entering any trade, do not start with the question, how much can I make? Start with a better question. Does this trade match my rules? Is this a real opportunity? Is my risk controlled? If the answer is yes, to execute. If the answer is no, stay away. Because professionalism does not mean trading all the time. Sometimes professionalism means waiting, and many traders do not understand this. They think more trades mean more progress, but professionals understand quality is more important than quantity. They do not enter because they are bored. They do not enter because they want revenge. They do not enter because they are afraid of missing a move. They enter only when their opportunity appears, and after entering, they allow the trade to develop because they know trying to control every small movement creates constant pressure. And this brings us to one important rule. Do not try to control the market. Try to control yourself, because the market will always move in ways that you cannot fully predict, but you can control your risk, your entry, your exit, and your reaction. These are the things that create the difference over time. And in the end, if we summarize the entire journey of this book, the message is simple. Do not search for certainty. Search for an advantage. Do not judge yourself from one trade. Look at the bigger picture. Do not fight losses. Learn how to handle them, and never allow the market to control your emotions. Because a successful trader is not someone who never loses. A successful trader is someone who knows what to do when he loses. And this is the true meaning of trading in the zone. The zone is not a place on a chart. It is not an indicator. It is not a secret strategy. The zone is a mental state. When you can make decisions calmly, accept the result, and continue without fear, that is when trading starts to feel different, because you are no longer entering the market to prove that you are right. You are entering to execute what you need to do and this is the real transformation. At the beginning of this series, we talked about something important. The biggest battle in trading is not against the market, it is against yourself. And today, we reach the same conclusion. The market was never the enemy, the tools were never the enemy. The real challenge was always the way you think and the way you handle decisions. This was our journey through Trading in the Zone by Mark Douglas. But remember, this is not the end of learning, it is the beginning of a new way of looking at trading. If you feel that this series added something valuable to you, go back and watch the previous episodes again, because some lessons are not fully understood the first time. Sometimes you hear the idea today and discover its real power. After experiencing it in the market, you will find the complete playlist of this book summary on the channel, organized from the first lesson to the final lesson, and the complete summary will be prepared as a PDF guide from this series. If you want to receive it, write PDF in the comments and share this series with any trader who needs to understand these ideas. See you in a new journey with a new book and new lessons to help you grow as a trader.